Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dustin Hall, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to keyword your photos, how to find keywords, and some other pro tips. So make sure you watch till the end. I think we can all agree keywording is a lot of work. It is undoubtedly the most time-consuming part of stock photography and videography, but the more you do, the easier it gets. And if we would look at my early photos, and trust me, we're not, but those were terrible. Maybe 15 keywords at most, all generic. I'm not sure how my first photo ever sold. Pure luck, pure luck. However, I'm proof it gets better. But if you are not any good at keywording, and to a lesser extent title and description, spending more time here, learning and getting better, is going to dramatically increase the ability to get your photos discovered and drive more sales compared to the millions of other photos that are going to be available. Tip number 1, think like a buyer. And I know, what does that mean? But you need to put yourself in that mindset of how can I drive the words that are most going to drive the person spending on the other side. So always use words that are 100% relevant, but don't spam irrelevant words, as that can be keyword packing and will hurt you in searches and can lead to lower sales and even being rejected for being inaccurate keywords. So with tip number 1, using relevant words, I'd go through the photo and pick out about 10 or 15 very keywords. Tip number 2, express feelings: tranquil, calm, tourist, travel, wanderlust, happy. Many buyers from the marketing side are looking to convey that feeling, and they might search for it. And I would add 2 or 3 keywords here to help set you apart. Tip number 3, use formal names in specific locations: St. George, Utah, 7 Mile Beach, Jamaica, whatever the little park or town down the way is where you did your photo shoot is called. Use that. This has helped me tremendously, as it helps portray authenticity in the work. In many of my top selling photos, when I look at what keywords the buyer was searching, deal with specific locations. Tip number 4, include a few technical keywords. Describe the angle, low angle, high angle. Describe the light. Describe the people. 1 person, 3, woman, child, Asian, Hispanic. All of it. Describe that in a few words. Tip number 5 is to include a few antonyms in your photo if possible. If your photo has a lot of trees, maybe include deforestation. As someone writing about deforestation might want a picture of a beautiful tree-filled vista. Tip number 6, include information that tells what the image is to be used for. This helps more with vectors, but it's still good to practice. So is it used for a background, for a web page, an icon? Tip number 7, talk about the color palette. Why the photo was edited that way. Was it to be moody or dramatic, calm and peaceful? Again, going back to the earlier tip, that mood might be exactly what that marketing team's looking for in terms of calm and peaceful, it green and white. If they're going to be a spa or a hair salon, to help set that atmosphere for that advertisement. Tip number 8, for titles and descriptions. Some sites do search for keywords in the title and in descriptions. So for these, you do not have to write in proper grammatical English. For these, I like to follow the 5 W's if all possible: who, what, when, where, and why. So a pro tip: knowing the site's requirements is key. Like Adobe Stock puts more value on the order of keywords. So if you want to put your strongest keywords first, because if they're at the end, the search engine's going to give you less credit for them compared to if it was in the first couple. Also, 2 words can be 1 keyword. This can allow you to get more words into the number that you're allotted. Also, understanding the requirements for editorial, needing a date, a location. If any keywords need to be included to signify its editorial illustration. The next pro tip for if you're not confident in your keywording is to use the tools that are available. Many sites, whether that's iStock or Shutterstock, they provide tools that will help you do the keywording. Because I mean, at the end of the day, why wouldn't you want to use the site's free tools? That way you can search for regular words, or you can search out feelings to see what pictures are like that and to use similar ones. I would not do this just solely to do everything for you unless you were in a hurry, but I would scan through them. The next tool, and I think a lot of people overlook this one, is you can use a thesaurus for words with the same meaning. This is important because the person searching's vocabulary is not going to be identical to yours. So having multiple words that mean the same thing can be very helpful. And yes, that is relevant and not just keyword packing. The next tool is for editorial images and videos. I took this one from Nicole Glass. Thanks, Nicole. But Wikipedia will give you the proper name of places and locations, possibly historical significance that can go into that title, that keyword, or even the description. And this helped me out on one of my best sellers, which is the Roebling Bridge in Cincinnati, Ohio. Definitely has set it apart. Overall, it can take quite some time to get used to the process, but you will get better, you will get faster, and you will profit. Or if you really don't care, you can always check out my video on Wirestock, where they will do it all for you, unless it's editorial. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful, go ahead and hit the like button. If it wasn't and you're already a keyword genius, hit the thumbs down. You're not going to make me mad, but good for you. Overall, I really appreciate all the support, and thank you for watching.